Hello, fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Welcome back. We're going to be doing your horoscope for the month of February. Okay, so we're going to get started with just a general energy read for what to expect in February for fire signs. And then we're going to go into a singular card for Aries, for Leo, and for Sagittarius. Okay. Let me move things aside. Actually, let me move my candles a little bit. Okay, so the Six of Wands, right, is in reverse here. We have the Wheel of Fortune upright and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the Six of Wands in reverse can represent a loss. After a loss comes an opportunity, something lucky that comes through. And the Eight of Pentacles, something lucky that saves you from doing the same thing over and over again. So in February, you can find mishaps, right? Hold on, okay? Don't freak out. So there may be a plan that doesn't go as planned, something that doesn't quite go as you expected. However, almost like this mistake saves you from making more mistakes in the long run. An example of this would be, like you submit paperwork to your boss, and your boss maybe reprimands you a little bit and they're like, hey, you need to do this correctly. But because you did it correctly, you don't ever make that same mistake again. So there's something about this here. The Six of Wands also, I feel that this is telling you a little bit to mind your pace and not to rush into things, because sometimes we kind of I want to say the words like you're in over your head a little bit with something, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a no. It's not telling you that you can't have anything. It's just that you're in over your head. You're kind of like you went into the deep end when you need to be going from shallow into the deep, right? That's how I would phrase this. And the Wheel of Fortune here, you're lucky, however, here. So something saves you just in the nick of time, or something like this. Let's say it's a mistake, right? This mistake is caught in the nick of time and it just saves you from trouble or expenses that you would have had this last minute thing not stopped you. Simple example would also be like, I was gonna pay someone something, and in the nick of time, I just decided to check that bank account again to make sure if the numbers were correct, and you realize, oh my God, you'd made an error. And so because you checked it in the last minute, or because something jogs your memory in the last second, it saves you from something that you would have had to do again. So especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, right? This is also could have something to do with money, especially with the Eight of Pentacles here as well. And it's like something that'll save you from doing something over and over again, but also it saves you from going through all that trouble and all that effort as well. All this being said, right? Other things that I'm seeing kind of going on here is some of you may be dealing with insecurities here or health concerns as well. However, in this kind of energy of February, there's still something that is going to happen that helps heal those things. So if you're dealing with insecurities, or if you're dealing with health concerns or health issues, something is still coming in to heal this in February. And this will kind of like make your life easier is what I'm picking up on there. So I feel that it's really important also that you not only review your information, review the things you're doing, but if you are trying to learn a new skill, you may want to practice it ahead of time just to make sure that you're not, kind of doing anything that, again, making any mistakes, or just to make sure that you are actually like on the right path. It's better to kind of like fix things early on rather than when you already have the finished product, essentially. Okay, what's interesting? Okay, so I'm also hearing that this isn't just about things you're doing, but also about cycles in relationships, cycles in life. Because I was seeing like, okay, yeah, Wheel of Fortune does mean good luck and abundance. So you may have some extra money as well. coming your way in February. Some of you may spend it on things like clothing, anything to do with the physicality or physical appearance. Some of you may also do something, use this money for repairs. With the Eight of Pentacles here, you can see this guy is kind of like a woodworker. He's like fixing stuff up. So it could be something that hasn't been fixed or like needs a bit of an update. That's where you could be spending some of this extra money coming in or extra time. Again, sometimes abundance does not always mean money. Abundance and good luck can mean having extra time if you're like stuck in a deadline, right? Anyway, so I was looking at this and I kept hearing Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan, right? So I wonder if there's someone here who's going to be saved from a cycle of getting into relationships that that's not really your vibe, you know? Like, for example, that song specifically, Spirit loves to communicate through songs, by the way. So if I'm ever channeling songs and messages, especially when I do private readings, like there's a reason for why that song is there. And I always notice that the lyrics will make sense for the situation, right? So always pay attention to the songs that are always following you wherever you go, because sometimes it's like there's either, you know, let's say a loved one in spirit loved that song and really wanted you to think of them whenever you would hear that song. So that's like a sign from them, or it is your body, your intuition's way of letting you know that, you know, this is the message for you, right? So for Good Luck Babe, like it makes me think of people who kind of like are not so honest with themselves, right? In that specific song, it's someone who gets into, I believe, like relationships with like this person was a woman getting into a relationship with a man, but she really is interested in women. That's kind of what I was picking up from the lyrics there. So it's like a sense of dishonesty with the self. Like, what do you really want versus what are you actually doing? You know, in a relationship sense, sometimes we let certain exes back into our lives because we're like, okay, like the opportunity presented itself, but like we don't really want what they have to offer. We really want something more from them. So pay attention to that and make sure that you're keeping that in mind, that message in mind for anything that happens in February, right? Which is essentially be honest with yourself about what it is you really want. It's okay to say no and to kind of accept defeat in certain situations, because oftentimes it just clears things up and makes space for something more brand new or something better in the long term that would not have had the space had you held on to a specific person or opportunity. All right, so okay, other than this fire signs, we have Aries here. We have vernal equinox, dark to light, timing a few days, so it's time to act now. Fresh start, awakening in spring. So Aries, we definitely see ourselves kind of starting new things in the month of February. You may feel, you know, it's so funny. So it's Lunar New Year, right? It just happened. And so I've been kind of saying this to some people, and I don't know if a lot of you have been feeling that way. I certainly have, where I feel like January was like a test drive for some reason for like this year. Like I know that, you know, like it's kind of like it started, but I almost feel like I'm still like getting up to the new year vibes essentially. And here, Aries, you may find yourself actually starting things in February, whether that's like a new opportunity, a new beginning, or really honing in, focusing on your goals, really starting to act now. So if there are some habits, routines, or plans that you have in mind that you're like, you know, like I really want to get started on this project, you may find yourself doing this in February, and you will have opportunities to do so. You'll have specific times, moments, things that just go your way that do make sense for this thing you want to do in February. With the Six of Wands as well here, be prepared that because it's a new beginning, it's probably not going to all be smooth flowing. It's not all going to be smooth flowing because it's just a new beginning. It's a fresh start. So it's all probably going to be a little bit unstable at the start, and you may have to be very patient and have to like repeat things because it's just the beginning part. But take your time with it, right? It's still time to start acting on things. Now, Leo, we have the Page of Wands here. So in February, I can see you being honest with someone here and feeling like you have to express yourself and be so I'm hearing a few things. One is like expressing yourself, like confession, honesty, honest conversation. But for others, it's also going to be like, I'm not afraid to ask questions. So some of you may be looking for a mentor, by the way, or someone that maybe you just need more information on something. Like, don't be afraid to ask someone for help or for more information about a topic, because I think that this is going to save you from having to do something again and again and again. Okay, so be honest about something, ask for something, ask for help if that's what you need. I would also say some of you might be really delving into creative endeavors. So you can see this guy has a trumpet here, but so that indicates anything musical, creative, anything to do with hobbies, interests. And if you do this type of thing for work, or if your work involves any type of creative endeavor, you might be doing more of that in February. Just be prepared that it's probably not going to go in a structured way, which is not a bad thing. If it's a creative endeavor, it's probably not going to go that way anyway, right? Because creativity is best kind of channeled when it's spontaneous. So I would actually say, or advise you essentially to do things more spontaneously in order to spark more creativity. Okay. Now, what else am I seeing here? Okay, so the Page of Wands here is also a bit of a traveler here. This is all about having some exciting plans. So I could see some of you as well. Okay, so we talked about travel, and we talked about plans that don't go as planned. Just be prepared that in February, some things we might have to have a backup plan for, especially in the realm of travel. Now, Sagittarius, we also have the Nine of Cups here in reverse. So the Nine of Cups can be a little bit of frustration or overindulgence. So either you're not getting what you want, or you're getting too much of what you want and you need to cut back a little bit. So especially with everything, all the cards here, right? Some of you may need to really pay attention to your health and cut back on certain things that are actually affecting your health negatively. The Nine of Cups is often a sign for alcoholism, but it's any addiction or anything that is in excess, right? So for example, if we have excess screen time, right, which a lot of us are guilty of, then it's about just being careful about that and essentially not trying to manage that. For example, the reason I'm saying this, Six of Wands in reverse, right? This can mean health issues, but this can also mean, I would say just, let's say if it's something to do with money as well, maybe you're spending too much money on something that you don't want to be spending money on because you told yourself you'd save money, and not do that as much, right? So be careful about those things. Essentially, that's what I'm seeing there. I think that for some of you may be feeling like you're not getting to enjoy the way that you want. So the opposite of that would be if you're feeling like, okay, I'm trying to, I want to go and buy something for myself, but I've been feeling like I shouldn't. And then, I've been feeling kind of upset about that, but there will be a lucky moment in which something will go your way and you will be able to have this happy moment. So, I would say this is where discernment is key, right? If you know that you're overindulging on something, don't misread my words on purpose and then be like, well, she said I should do this, so I'm just going to take it in a way that is completely different from my situation, However, if you know that you're not doing enough for yourself, then yeah, of course you should have a little treat sometimes, So I think it's about discernment as well. But that's what I'm seeing, fire signs, for the month of February. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe, and also book a reading with me. I have my private readings open all the time. You can find the information in the description box below, and I'll see you next month, maybe. Okay, bye. Earth signs, let's see what your horoscope brings you for the month of February. So we're going to be talking about Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, so let's get a general message for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in February. And then we'll get a card for Taurus, for Virgo, and for Capricorn. Okay. So, hold on. Let me get things kind of organized a little bit. Okay, Earth signs. So we've got the Two of Swords in reverse here. We've got the World card and the Chariot card here. So here's the thing. Okay, I think that you're gonna be forced to make a decision between something in the month of February, because there is an end of a cycle, an end of a chapter that is coming here. And I'm going to be real with you, and it's like it's time to move on from whatever this thing is. So almost like if you don't choose, it will kind of be chosen for you. But in a sense, that's kind of a good thing, because I think that this is something you have been waiting for clarity on for a while anyway. So an example of this would be, okay, let's just say, for example, like you're like, oh, should I move to this one city or should I move to this other city? And for a while, you've had this question in your brain, but you have not really found clarity, and you've been like kind of delaying yourself from choosing because you're like, I want to think about it, but it's like overwhelming, giving me anxiety kind of thing. And then it's like in February, something's going to happen where one of the options may just be removed, or something completely changes about the situation. So then we have to just think about the situation differently. We may even have to like, you know, like perhaps there's a different way of approaching the situation that could be so much better. So that's what I'm seeing happening. And then the Chariot here, however, signifies moving forward. So it's like a thing where, you know, you're going to be kind of left with no choice, but it actually is a good thing, because it was something where you had analysis paralysis about for a while. So the way that I'm seeing here, right, is that this is an end of a chapter that really needs to happen kind of now, you know. It's about time. It's really time to move forward, time to move on. So, you know, in a non-moving context, this could be like choosing between two lovers and feeling like, okay, like I know that I have to choose, but like I've been delaying choosing, and then it's like it just gets chosen for you, you know, like something happens and it's like, okay, well, it's settled then, you know, like this person stopped pursuing me, so then I have this other option. Or like I'm gonna just not pursue love and focus on myself or something. So I think there's something like that going on for you in February. Now, I also will say pay attention to the things that are in front of you, because there will be signs, there will be things that come up in front of your face that are going to tell you what the right decision is, or why something is no longer a valid decision. Okay? So that's why I'm saying like you're going to be forced to choose, because something is actually going to be coming up that is going to show you that one option is not as valid anymore. Anyway, the at the end of the day, this signifies an achievement or an end of a chapter, possibly success or accomplishment. So it's still going to cause some movement forward. So some of you may be focusing on cars, travels, or any form of movement. So when we talk about movement, that's physical movement, that's vehicular. So as in car, that's trips, travels, that's moving or moving forward from something, moving on from someone. So anything like that is Chariot energy. Now, Chariot is Cancer energy. So that could be, some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, but this could also be like moving on from a fixed or stagnant place. Cancer energy also represents the home. So again, I was talking a lot about home and home improvement or moving earlier. So some of you are definitely going to be thinking about that. For some of you, it's relationships. This is Libra energy as well. Either way, like I said, there's a lot of moving on, moving forward here. Now, the other thing I'm seeing, actually, yeah, with the World card being here, some of you will be really traveling. So if you're not necessarily traveling globally, it could just be that your work takes you to a different location, or like needs you to be in a different like space, essentially. Okay. Some of you may also be trying to focus on things like dance, yoga, something that involves moving the body, but it's not like high intensity workouts. Well, so for some of you, it could be high intensity workouts, but I see for some people, it's like dance, yoga, something that involves stretching your limbs and muscles working on your back posture. So perhaps for some of you, this is just a message of like, hey, you've been complaining about your back pain. You should probably do something about that, you know? So, okay. What else here? So for Taurus, then, I'm seeing the Temperance card here. This is about balance, okay? You know what I'm hearing, Taurus? There's no way out but through. So the only way out is through, essentially. You know what that saying is. But essentially what I'm seeing here is some of you have been trying to find a different way, and you're like, maybe it'll be easier this way. Maybe it'll make my life easier if I do this. And you're like, well, you know what? If you're going to do it, then just do it and commit to it. That's exactly like what I'm hearing now. Like whatever this is here, I think that balance is still key. I'm going to say it because like this is really the thing that's like on my mind, and this is the example that came through. So for example, like when it comes to like weight loss, some people are like, should I go and do Ozempic, or should I just like go through natural weight loss or something? And it's like, no matter what it is, whatever you do, just stick to it, you know, because at the end of the day, whether you go through one or the other, balance is still key. You're still going to have to like, do something so that, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're still gonna have to do something so that you have balance in the situation, and so that you don't end up kind of like teetering back and forth, especially with weight loss, for example, if that's the goal here. So that's just one example, because that was the first thing that came up to in my mind. But essentially, like, whatever choice this is, let's say in a non like fitness related context, this could be like, for example, choosing between two like relationship partners, for example, or choosing between two opportunities. Like, no matter which one you choose, there are some things you're still going to have to deal with. There's pros and cons in both opportunities. So you might as well choose what feels right to you, what feels best to you. Or if an opportunity presents itself to be the better option, then just go with it, because you're going to have to deal with it no matter what, you know? But oftentimes the best advice I can give you is to deal with opportunities that actually make you happy, that lead towards your happiness, or that lead towards what you want in life, or at least is a step in that direction. So some of you may be dealing with a Sagittarius as well in February, Taurus, okay? All right, so for Virgo here, we have the Knight of Wands. So for you, Virgo, the message is to be shameless and to just act. To be like, you know what, like, I'm like so off center. I can't deal with this camera. Like, I need to like figure this out. But whatever. Okay, Virgo, like essentially what you need to do is like just do what you feel like doing. Like essentially go and act on something. Okay? Like, you know what I'm receiving? Like, I'm thinking like there are some opportunities here where your biggest enemy is yourself, because if you don't act on it, you're gonna really kick yourself for like not doing so. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I had a once in a lifetime opportunity, and like this is the thing I've been manifesting, and then it comes right in front of you and you're like doubting yourself. Like, girl, just get moving, okay? So that's really my advice there. Like, if there's something that comes up to you and you know that it's a yes, then just do it, okay? Like, no more overthinking. Seven of Wands is in a reverse here. Okay, so the way that I see this, Capricorn, so for you, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse, which is about essentially understanding that some things just don't work out, okay? There's something that isn't going to work out for you in February. Like, so again, we have multiple opportunities here. Some of them are just going to look like, okay, like that's not actually a good idea or not actually a good opportunity. It bows out, or someone bows out. And like you're left with less options, but more clarity about which options to take, because some of them just don't end up being good options, right? It's a very clear kind of like situation here where some of it is like a kind of a lost cause, but it's like kind of a good thing as well, because it prevents you from having to have some difficult conversations that you honestly didn't want to have anyway. And so it's like, okay, like that thing, that person, let's just say, for example, oh, like I have so many applicants, and like this person just bowed out, so then I don't have to tell them that I'm not, like, that we're rejecting them or something, you know, like something about this has to do with less kind of is more, or like there's less burden because something will kind of show you that it's just not a path for you, and that's okay, right? All this being said, that's what we have for this month of February, Earth signs. If you like this, make sure you subscribe and like this video and book a reading with me. My private readings are always open. Go to my description box below. I'll see you next month, maybe. Okay, bye. Air signs, let's see what's coming your way for the month of February. So for you, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, let's get a general message. So we have the Six of Wands upright here, the Queen of Cups upright, and the Hierophant reverse. For Gemini, we have King of Pentacles. For Libra, and for Aquarius, so Libra, we have Five of Swords. Aquarius, we have Ten of Wands in reverse. So air signs, we have the Six of Wands. That's a win. W. Okay, that's it. I'm kidding. No, Six of Wands, this indicates some form of like a win, a success, something that is going your way, something that is an achievement, a trophy, a literal, like, this could be a promotion for some. This has something to do with like being appreciated, victory, people telling you compliments, people telling you how good you look, you know, people telling you that you're doing a great job. Something that you're doing is paying off. So all the good stuff. Physical health, a sign of physical health. Okay. And this is a confidence boost, a milestone, an achievement. So we have the Queen of Cups here, which is a woman that you have an emotional attachment to. So sometimes this is you. Okay, hold on. Let's interpret it both ways, right? One, this could be you feeling more emotionally in tune with yourself, feeling more in flow, and feeling more like you can bond with people around you. Maybe you're feeling like bonding with people. You miss people. You're like, you know what? I want to be around certain people. I miss this person, I miss these situations, right? However, this can also mean on the inverse that there is a specific woman in your life that is relevant or significant in the month of February. This could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. However, if it is not a water sign, then this is someone who displays very motherly or nurturing or very caring, emotionally connected, intuitive, or very caring, nurturing traits, right? Essentially, they're very loving, right? So there's this person that will be relevant in the month of February. An example of this sometimes could be like, oh, like my mom's relevant in the February, and this person is like someone we're dealing with a lot. You know, maybe they're messaging you a lot. That could be it for some people. However, for some, depending on, again, who your dynamics and relationships, for example, this could be a romantic partner. This could be someone's wife, someone's girlfriend. Doesn't even matter what the gender is. Could be someone's husband, but this person's very like caring, very connected. We're feeling very loved and loving in February. Oh, you know what? Valentine's Day, you know? So it could be that we're having a bit of these feelings there. Now, we also have the Hierophant in reverse here, though. So the Hierophant can represent rebellion. Sometimes this is my card for divorce, okay? So hold on, okay? Here's what I'm seeing. Things are kind of positive here. So how come there is now this like distance here, right? So I wonder if there is a person, okay, I'm going to interpret this a few ways, okay? One is, let's say there is someone that you're dealing with romantically and like you really care about this person. You really love them. However, there's distance between you guys in February, whether physical or emotional distance, you know, a little bit of like insecurities, disappointment that comes up, could be something like that going on. So I think that it's best to try and have a conversation with someone in February, because it might be that someone here is having a little bit of trouble with their emotions. Like I kind of see it being like one side is very loving and the other side might not be as much. So I think that there's relationship stuff that we need to work through in February. Not that it's a bad thing, and not that it signifies breakups or anything like that necessarily. I would say it's more like You know, something is changing in the relationship. Something is not as it was before. So we've got to make sure that through this instability, we are reassuring our partners, right? If you're dealing with someone romantically, let's say they're going through changes in their life. Let's say they're going through a crisis of faith, or they're going through like depression or something like that. Then you want to make sure that you're reassuring them, that you're being there for them. Or maybe they just need a little bit of space and time apart. That doesn't mean they want to break up necessarily. That'll depend on every single relationship. But, you know, if they just need a little bit of time to themselves, or time to think, then how can we be supportive in that? How can we leave them that time, but let them know that we care about them? On the opposite side of this, it could be that you're the one that's needing a little bit of space from this person, right? And that you have admirers, you have people that really care about you, but you're kind of like, thank you, but like I kind of just need my time to myself, time to unload some burdens, time to like be on my own. Either way, I could see that some plans that we had in mind we may not go through with, because we're like, oh, like I kind of just, you know, something has changed, you know, last minute, or I don't feel as good. Which also tells me that even though I could see you being healthy here, perhaps we're dealing with some health issues that will heal. So some of you are sick now, but will heal in February, or like you're sick now, but you've got to take some rest in February to feel better over time. Okay. Other than this, you could also be hearing from someone around you. So the Queen of Cups could also be mother figures, could be sisters, could be friends. You could also be hearing from someone like this who's like, hey, like, I just broke up with someone, or I'm like, kind of doing something different with my life now. Someone here is having significant life changes, but I don't think it's you. I think it's like you're on the receiving side of this and you're hearing someone kind of talk about it. The other way I could interpret this would be like, yeah, like maybe you yourself are planning on making some life changes, and you'll have someone there to support you if like you end up doing so. So Gemini here, we have King of Pentacles. We do have a lot of money coming in the month of February. I would say if you're in a relationship, or even if you're not, I guess, this is about self-care and taking care of yourself, making sure that you feel good. Because when you are stable, when you have taken care of your health, your well-being, you're able to be there for others in a way that is actually productive, you know, in a way that actually is like, do you feel me? Like you're not rushing for time, you're not like too strained or anything. So I feel like you're going to need to be there for someone. I really feel it. But I feel that if you want to do this, if you want to be there for this person, you're going to have to take care of yourself first, and you're going to have to give yourself time to be like, to have self-care essentially, right? But that being said, I think that business is good, money is good, things are stabilizing in your life. So I think that you'll also, like, if you've been having a lot of ups and downs, let's say with work or just with your schedule, that may start to stabilize in the month of February, and that can lead to more inner peace. Now, Libra, we have the Five of Swords here. So again, this is what I'm saying. Some of you are having some conflicts here, which is very interesting, because it seems like the person you're dealing with loves you, cares about you, you know, however, there's still a bit of like a disconnect here. So I'm not saying that it's a breakup. That's why I didn't say that. Like I said, that could be physical or emotional distance, because although I'll be real with you, although it could end in that if we're not careful, it does not have to. You feel me? Like, although, yes, if we're bitter, if we're resentful, it could end up in like a nasty situation. It does not have to be that way. It could actually be pretty positive if we put our effort into it. But yeah, there's some miscommunications going on around this time. Now, Aquarius energy here, I see you guys being like, yo, give me some time alone. Like, I just kind of need to be by myself. I have some stress I need to like let go of. Just give me time and I'll figure my shit out. So here's the thing. If you need this alone time, communicate it to the people around you, so that people don't think you're just blowing them off, and that people think that like actually like you still care, you're just doing your thing right now. So communication is key here, so that, because the way that I'm seeing this for you guys, air signs rather, well, some of you may be dealing with fire signs as well. Like the person that you're dealing with or people around you care about you, but they just don't know how to like place themselves with you, because sometimes you're not always the best at communicating how you feel. And it's like they really care about you. They may actually be very expressive. And sometimes it's like they don't know how to read your language, your body language. So just be careful about that. So air signs, that's what I'm seeing for you for the month of February. Thank you so much. I hope you gained some insight from this reading. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to book a private reading with me, my readings are always open. Go and see the description box below for all the details. Okay, bye. Hey, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's do your horoscope for the month of February. Okay, so let's get some cards for general message for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, so Strength reverse, Two of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. And then for Cancer, we have Seven of Wands. For Scorpio, we have Seven of Cups. And for Pisces, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the number 7 or 77 may end up being relevant to you guys, 7 or 8, which actually that would be July or August here. So I think some of you will have those birth dates anyway, or some of you may be dealing with a Leo as well. Okay, anyway, so let's go with the Strength card, right? The Strength card is in reverse. This is about weakness and vulnerability. Some people here are not really feeling very confident. So this could represent self-esteem issues. Two of Cups is relationships. Ten of Swords. Sometimes this is some people contemplating a breakup, or some people kind of feeling on edge, right? I'm not saying, hold on, okay? Like, y'all are freaking out. Hold on. Here's what I'm seeing here. Okay, I'm not saying that this is a breakup, but some of you may be having some, either this is self-confidence issues, or that the partner you're dealing with may have some confidence issues, and y'all gotta step it up with each other, because if not, then this is going to lead to destruction if we're not careful. Why? Because that's how it is, you know? Us humans, we need reassurance. We need time to heal through things, and we need time to have cycles, and we just have our ups and downs. However, when the ups and downs pile up, the downs, like, you know, when we feel down about ourselves, it just piles up and keeps on going, and we're not able to let it go, you know? So I think that there's something here about reconnecting with partners that you need to be working on in the month of February. Makes sense. Valentine's Day, right? However, it's not just that, okay? So we have the Strength card in reverse here. So Strength card in reverse is literally lacking strength and feeling weak, right? Some of you may be literally needing to take rest or take care of yourselves. Maybe your immune system is weak. Maybe there's something about like just taking care of your own health. Now, I always like look at this card as sexual health as well, because one of my other oracle cards kind of represents that. So some of you guys may need to or should take care of that side of your health. Reproductive health, sexual health, etc. Now the Strength card in reverse, you know, this could all even be your pet's health, because this is a lion, right, with a Strength card reverse here. So pay attention to your pet's health as well, especially if you guys have cats, for example. Nothing to worry about, just paying attention. Now, okay, with the Strength card here, okay, and the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups here is about connections, right? So there's something that is inadequate, or something, inadequate about a connection with someone. So some of you may be reevaluating not just your romantic relationships, it could also be your friendships. Some of you are kind of reevaluating, like, is this enough for me, right? If it's not a relationship of any sort, it could even be like my connection to something, my contract with something, my rent. Like, I'm paying all this fucking money, and like, is this enough or not? You know, so some of you may be thinking about that, because this would be like a partnership, an agreement, something that you should be in sync with, but you're starting to feel, either you're feeling burnt out and you're like, you want out of a partnership or an agreement, you want out of a contract, or you feel like the other person isn't stepping it up. So you're like, maybe I need to like just, you know, separate from this. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini or a Cancer as well here, from what I'm seeing. Now the Ten of Swords is here, the final chapter, right? So literally the keywords here, you can see dead end, breakdown, breakup, divorce, backstab, ruin, rock bottom, and failure. That does not necessarily mean what you think it means. I think that with every cycle of literally anything in life, goes through moments of wear and tear, whether it's a physical thing, a relationship, it's your body, it goes through moments where it just can't be strong. It's weak and has to heal, right? So if you look at it that way, like, then you'll worry less about this. It's just unproductive to kind of worry about it ending, you know? Right now, the best thing you can do is to try and see if you still even want this person, this thing, this situation to keep going. And if you don't, then your answer is clear. But if your answer is like, no, I still kind of want to keep going, I'm just like feeling kind of tired right now, then okay, it's perfectly fine to pull back, but maybe communicate with your partner or communicate with whoever this is you have a business deal with. An example of this would be, let's say at work, you're like my boss, like, I'm really having trouble at work. I just kind of need time. Like, I'm really having trouble with this. Can you please help me? Or can I get someone else to help me? Can you take a few things off my plate? You know, something like that. As you can try, right? I'm not saying that it's going to succeed, but I'm saying you can try. Because sometimes we don't even think to ask. We think it's not allowed, you know? So try asking, see if you can ask nicely. And if that can maybe ease your burdens a little bit. Because I'm not saying that this has to be the end. Some of it is just like recuperation time, like just needing a break from it all, right? And I think that if you're able to kind of take a break from something that's been wearing on your strength, I think that you'll be able to heal this a lot easier. Okay? 7 of Wands here. I'll tell you straight up, Cancer, whatever this opportunity or situation is worth fighting for. That's literally the fucking card here. Overcome this, okay? You're gonna have a feeling of burnout with something, or it's something like you're like, I'm not in the mood for this right now. This is worth fighting for. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is the sign here. That's the sign you wanted. That's the sign you needed. Yes, you should fight for this. So I'm not saying that you have to like stay at a job you fucking hate, you know? But I'm saying you probably shouldn't quit it if you don't have another or a new job lined up yet, for example. So it's like worth fighting for. If you have a dream that you're trying to do, a project, it's worth fighting for. It's just that maybe you need a bit of a break, or you need to kind of pull back to reorganize and then come back to it again. So I think find a way to do that. Scorpio. Yeah, 7 of Cups here, many possibilities. So as opposed to Cancer, right? Cancer is being given like, fight for this. Scorpio is being given this message of like, actually, there's many possibilities here. Like, what you're thinking is only one solution to the situation. You think that it only has to happen this way. You got to get creative, think outside the box, or just wait and see, because something may come your way that'll show you that you don't have to make it happen a specific way. So what does that mean? Let's say you and your business partner are like kind of arguing about something, and you're like, okay, like, this is such a burden to me. And you think, okay, we just have to quit the business then, because we can't agree. But like, maybe there's a different way that you guys can compromise on. There's more possibilities out there. I think you just need to be patient and look. And that something is unclear right now. Oh my God, literally for a fucking second, my vision blurred, like with reading the many possibilities. I know it looks a little bit like blurry already, but like not really, not that much, you know, and it's like blurred for a second when I blinked. So, again, things are a little bit foggy right now. And I think that there's more that you can do. There's more options there. You just don't know it yet. Okay, Pisces, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. I'll tell you this, Pisces. If this is a relationship and you're having trouble with it, you love this person, and or this person loves you. So I'm not saying that you have to stay. Like, obviously, if it's a fucking, like, don't twist my words, okay? Like, you guys, don't twist my words. If it's like a bad relationship, if it's abusive or whatever, that's literally not what I'm talking about. So don't even be that person, okay? However, if it's a good relationship, this person's treating you well, but you guys are just kind of having like a weird moment right now, maybe it's about finding new ways of communication, you know? Because I think that this person cares about you and loves you, and or you care about this person and love them. But it's like, maybe it's just getting lost in translation right now. So perhaps it's time we do some things. So for example, if like, you know, sometimes we're like, you know, when is my partner going to do this for me? But what are you doing for your partner? You know? So what are you doing to make them feel like romanced as well. So I think someone here has to act in the name of love, or if this is not about a love situation, someone here has to act in the name of compassion and patience, and that will resolve whatever conflicts you have with people in February. So that's it. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, thank you so much. If you like this, make sure you like and subscribe. Go book a reading with me. My private readings are always open, and the details are in the description box below. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.